to the Epic Evaluators. All right, here we are again to review Song Sung Blue.
A movie big enough to require three people to review it. Three epic evaluators.
That's
First
right.
time for me. First time for me.
First time,
Yes,
Glenn Bow. Glenn Bow.
welcome, Glenn Bow. In fact, it's you we have to thank and your mother, loving mother, that we even saw this movie because you recommended it highly. So thank you,
Yeah, and I
Glenn
wouldn't
Bow.
have seen it if my mother hadn't wanted to see it because she's a big Neil Diamond fan. So she wanted to see it. So I thought, well, something nice to do with my mom. That's the only reason I saw it. If she hadn't wanted to see it, I never would have seen it. I'm glad I did see it because I really liked it.
Good.
Well,
Yes, so did we. At least I did. Demonis.
I gotta give. Yeah, I just saw it just over an hour ago because I was late to the game to watching it. And the best compliment I guess I could give to this movie, and Glenn Bow will appreciate this, is that after the movie was done, I really wanted to get me some Neil Diamond music and start listening.
So did I, actually.
Yeah,
Next time I go to the record store.
We saw it on Christmas Eve, me and my mom, and I haven't been singing Christmas tunes. I've been singing Neil Diamond songs ever since we saw it. Really have to myself. Yeah.
It really was. I mean, the guy's gonna. I mean, he's already could retire easily, but he's gonna have plenty of money for him and his family. I think coming around with this.
Neil needs cash.
Neil needs cash. But yeah, so I convinced my wife to go. Actually, she was interested, but then she didn't realize it was not about Neil Diamond. It was about the cover band group, and I kind of forgot too until I saw Hugh Jackman, who I am a fan of, and as everybody knows here, usually knows, I'm a big fan of Wolverine. He played, so really haven't seen much else of his. So when I saw him, I was like, he doesn't really look like Neil Diamond. But then it reminded me, oh yeah, he's too old to be Neil. Oh, this is the cover band. Darn it. So I did forget.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny about age is there's a scene early in the movie where he's got his pants off and he's doing like a,
Yep.
a singing session, a solo singing
It
session.
was like risky business in a way.
Yeah, risky business in a way,
Yeah.
but what's funny is he's kind of creepy to me in some
Oh,
respects
yeah.
because
Definitely.
like we just saw him a year ago in Deadpool and Wolverine, and he's buffed out, right?
Pumped as usual. Yep.
And he
Yep.
looks like he's still 30, right? And
Uh-huh.
then now you see his legs and they look like kind of bony, like an old man's
Yep.
legs. And I'm like, what happened to you?
Well,
Yeah,
you never saw Wolverine's legs. You never saw Wolverine's legs.
True.
But even his upper body, he doesn't have the build that he has as Wolverine.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
You see a little bit maybe in the shoulders. You see
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's a testament to Hollywood magic, if you will, because not like from a film perspective, but just they have the experts to have this guy go through and hit the gym, 8 hours a day
Yeah.
and really beef up. I mean, the guy did it on his own, of course. I mean, you could put any of us in with the same trainers, and I'd look exactly the same after the 8-week program. So
So would I. Yeah. So would Glenn Bow.
Right.
Actually, Glenn Bow does actually looks kind of like you.
yeah, you got skinny legs and big buff arms. So yeah,
Not as
you
buff-
are Hugh Jackman.
Not as buff as I used to be, but
But yeah, so it was interesting seeing him in a role that wasn't Wolverine related for me. I've seen some previews of him in other movies, but I thought he did a really good job, and it was he. There's only once or twice he reminded me of Wolverine, just a little bit, and I'll mention those as we go along. But otherwise, I didn't see that character in him while he was playing Mike in this role.
Yeah. One of the things I really appreciated was that both Hugh and Kate Hudson, both of them actually sing the songs.
Mhm.
And I
Yep.
had to check it just before this too, and they did. Yeah. So that helps to the sucking you into the story, I think.
yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. That was they did an amazing job acting and singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And my wife mentioned how Kate looked a lot like, because she came home and she was interested and she looked at the real Mike and Claire, and she's like, wow, she did a really good job. Now, the
Yeah.
other thing I want to say, now, my wife didn't necessarily agree. By the way, I tried getting her on, but she just gave me a hard no. Oh well. So, but we talked about the kids in the movie. Uh, when you saw Mike's daughter, you're like, ooh, I guess he does kind of look like Mike a little bit, you know. And then when you see Claire's daughter, you're like, oh, that looks like a spring image of Claire in a way. I thought they did a really good job picking out the adult child actor.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Yeah, they do.
Well, and I think too, the kids play an essential role in this, and you like them. You're not annoyed by them, kind of
Yep.
like Avatar, where you're annoyed by the
Yes.
children
Yes.
characters,
Yes.
but you're forced
Whiny
to.
brats. Yes.
As I've said before, we have to connect all of our reviews together, so that's why go watch our Avatar review. Yeah.
That's right. You hear it all there. Um, but yeah, so I thought, to your point, I think they did, right? They were just as good as actors as the primaries, I thought. I mean, I thought they did a really good job acting. So even though the one had a little bit smaller part, Claire's or Mike's daughter, but still, the time they're in there, it was a good role.
Well, yeah, I would say though, yeah, I mean they're good. They're essential to the story. They provide good entertainment value. The kids, the child characters, actors, actresses. But this movie does hinge on Hugh and Kate. Like if they didn't
Oh,
work so well, if they didn't have the
mhm.
chemistry they do, if they didn't sing the things, like because they're good at singing, they can also look at each other and look like they're in love and everything. That's really cool in selling this very incredible true story. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is, and a lot more is true than I thought when I read about it. Yeah,
I
did you
was,
guys read
We'll
that
talk more
article
about
that
that
I
in
sent you? Bob?
spoilers. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no spoilers. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
But yeah, I
A
read
lot, a
your
lot of
article.
comparison.
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah,
Entertainment Weekly. Yeah.
we can't say this is, based off, I think it was uh, a book or something about them and then a movie, whatever. So it is based on real people that did this. Obviously it's not like a biography or whatever. It's not 100% like their real lives as they played out, but it's close to related to that. And to your point, Glenn, Bo, that they talked about how the struggles they had and how well they worked together on stage. Well, they were like that in real life. It took them longer to get there, I think, in real life than it did in the movie. But the fact of the matter is, it's part of the story that did happen.
Which you hit on one of the things that if I would say that there's a fault to this movie, it's that I feel like we didn't get to see enough of them performing. It's almost like
Hmm.
the tragic events, which we'll talk about in spoilers, they
Hmm.
happen kind of so fast that you don't really get a sense of how long were they really performing, right?
Right. They performed a long time in real
yeah, they
life,
did.
and
And I think it was just hard to do that in the movie, in a 2 hour, however long movie that was. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I forgive it. Hey, again, this was just like Housemaid was a breath of fresh air. This was also another another heaping gulp of fresh air after Avatar 3.
that still wasn't that bad, but um, I mean, this one, I don't know. I mean, I think Housemaid was better, if I were to rate it, but
Yeah,
we'll get into that later.
yeah,
So this one I mean, it's just too much drama. There was a lot of drama. And to your point, Glenbow, and Demonis actually, is that they didn't have enough of them singing and doing their thing, and really what made them, right? Made them famous for what they did. They did spend a
yeah,
little bit too much time on the ups and downs of their lives, and some was true and some wasn't for dramatic effect. It was like they locked in on the emotional aspects more so than the factual aspects and the achievements they did in their lives, right?
well, the first half of the movie though did
Yeah.
pretty much have the fun riding musical stuff, and
Yeah.
then, like I was telling you guys, it suddenly very quickly changes. And
Yes.
but
Yes,
that's
for
what
sure.
happened. But that's what happened to these people.
yeah.
That
This
is
is
what
true.
happened to people. I
Yep.
think I think you needed that to really get the feel of what it was like. Even get somewhat of a feel of what it was like for these people. This really did happen to these
Yeah.
people, and it did
Yeah,
change on a
Yeah.
dime like that too. Yeah,
yeah.
That's true. This is true.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have to mention one thing that's funny when I sat down at the beginning. Oh, and you know what? I got to the theater 10 minutes late, and I still saw all these trailers for Devil Wears Prada 2, I
Yeah.
Can Only Imagine 2,
Yeah.
number 1625, and it's just like all these
Uh-huh.
number two movies, right? But
Right.
all these, and they always theme the trailers to what you're watching. So like
Hmm.
before Housemaid, you had all these thrillers. Before
Right.
this, all these love stories and chick flicks.
Yes.
And it's like, but but it's funny because I thought in the first 5 minutes of the movie, maybe a little less, I started thinking, oh boy, here we go. Glenn Buzz said this was great. Oh my
Yep.
lord, this is gonna be a rough
I was
one.
just waiting for it too. When's
You
it
were
gonna tank?
you were
When's it
doubting
gonna
me? You were
tank?
doubting me?
No,
I
no,
was
no. We knew you were right. It just when was it gonna happen? Yeah.
well once I mean, and it happens really fast. But once they show him actually with the other impersonators and stuff,
Yeah.
then I mean the movie clicks right from there.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was fun.
yeah,
That was a fun part of it. I mean, I thought
yeah, yeah,
that interaction with the whole band that he had going for a
yeah,
while there, right? That was pretty good.
yeah.
I thought what was good about the very beginning. They showed a close up on his face. And he's talking. He's about to sing that song. I thought he very much did not look like Wolverine, and he very much it showed that he was very natural looking, and he had some age to him. That's what I think that's what I felt like the significance of that very beginning was.
Yeah.
It very much showed that this isn't Wolverine. This is a very natural guy who has some age to him, and I think that they established that very well right from the beginning.
Well, and since it is very in the very beginning of it, I think this is not really so much spoilery. It's just part of the story that he had a history in alcoholism. So that's kind of
Yeah.
the opening scene is actually it tricks you. But
Hmm.
because it was in that artsy format, that's where I was thinking like, oh no. It's like I did. It felt that part didn't feel so
Hmm.
authentic to me. Later on, it was great. But that was just that's where I was, then it shows him walking through the carnival. And then once you see the other people, then, the chemistry, I guess it is. This is the directing, the actors, the chemistry. That's
Yep.
what really sells this movie is
Mhm.
one, it's again, an incredible story. We'll talk more in spoilers, but,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think to Glenbo's point, I wasn't. I mean, you're a little bit more on Wolverine than I am. I wasn't. I was trying really not to mention it and think about it. But in any case, to your point, he had really long hair at the beginning, and obviously aged looking. He is aged. And when they did that transition, when he decided to go Neil Diamond all the way with Claire. Um, he went to the hairstylist, and they redid his hair to look like the Neil Diamond, the classic Neil Diamond look that everybody knows. That really changed the whole persona of his look, right? That was no longer Hugh Jackman or Wolverine. That was like the Neil Diamond Mike impersonator. Like that's what I thought. Um,
well, I mean, and that kind of reminded his look then actually kind of, what it reminded me of is that old movie, the movie about the magicians. Wasn't a Christopher Nolan movie? What was that? You know which one I'm talking about? It's Hugh Jackman and
nope.
Great-
Now I got to go see it.
Greatest show on earth.
no, no, no,
No.
no, no. It was this thriller. I'm gonna have to look up IMDb here. Be good.
I
Keep,
didn't see
keep
it, but
talking.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't
While
see
you
it.
do that,
The
the other part,
Prestige. The Prestige.
the
Oh, right.
Prestige.
You guys never saw The Prestige?
No, I
No, but
never
I have
saw it.
Prestige in Call of Duty many a time. Does that count?
Yeah, no, that doesn't
No.
count.
All right. All right.
No, The Prestige is cool. It's about two rival dueling magicians, and one of them's Houdini or whatever, I think.
Hmm.
And you got someone play. Oh, you got David Bowie playing Nikola Tesla in it,
Oh.
and
Wow.
it's really a sci-fi kind of story.
Okay. It's on my list.
Yeah, yeah.
Say no more. No spoilers here.
It's got a
Yes.
great twist. It's got a great twist. Yeah, yeah.
Um, the other thing I was going to mention, Demonis, is you talked about that opening scene of him singing. I was like,
Yeah.
this is not a musical, right? I hope it's not a musical. I didn't look like a musical, and it clearly wasn't. So, but
Yeah.
at first, I was just, to your point, it felt unnatural.
Yeah, yeah. But
Um,
it
go ahead.
sets up stuff later in the movie, which is important. Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Mhm.
So, one thing I wanted to mention, there was a part where earlier in the movie when Mike, Hugh Jackman, his character is Mike, if you didn't know, he was talking about something, and he goes, "Yeah, I used to get very angry," and I was like, when you're a Wolverine, you got very angry. Just waiting for those claws, but it didn't happen. That was the only time that I thought that he was doing it. I thought it was funny too, and this goes to the acting and kind of your point, Demonis, about his skinny legs when he was doing that underwear scene and he dropped to the ground. He's like, "Oh, like he's icing his knee or whatever." So, like that wasn't really a spoiler per se, but that was a fun part.
Yeah, we should probably move into. I think we've done this. We should do our rating and then
Yes,
move into the spoilers, right?
Glenbo. Anything else though that we missed in the non-spoiler section you'd like to mention before we go into the ratings?
Just that I think they both deserve an Academy Award nomination,
Hmm.
or at the very least, Kate Hudson should get one Academy Award nomination.
Because she's
Wow.
prettier than you.
No, it's not that. It's just because of her, and I don't want to spoil it, but because of the extra loss that she endured.
Yeah.
Kate Hudson played that very well, very, very powerfully.
Yeah, definitely. All right, that was unexpected, but I would I think I'd agree with you on that actually. For a little I know about Academy Awards, but I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So
hope
yeah,
she
let's
at least
go
gets
into our.
nominated.
Go ahead. What was that?
Hope she at least gets the nomination. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think they're both definitely worth a nomination.
Yeah.
For sure. But my mind, Hugh deserves the
Who wa-
award.
Who watches Oscars anymore?
Yeah,
Well,
I don't.
just because they deserve the prestige of it, or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. That's what I just hope it does.
So moving on to the ratings, who would like to go first? We're going to rate on a scale of 1 to 10. Stars.
we're doing that.
Epic
Okay.
stars.
Stars, 1 to 10 stars.
Yeah.
It's 10. It's 1 to 10. He just started stars suddenly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's 1 to 10.
Always changing it up.
1 to 10 of something. And it just, you can
10
count
is the highest, right? 10's the
Yeah.
highest.
10 is the highest.
That is
yeah.
high. That's right.
Well, in Glen Vista, this is the first movie you've seen in like 3 years then. You said 2 years? 2 years.
In the theater. It's the first movie I've seen in the theater. catch them
Not at all. At all.
Oh,
That's
right.
why you're an epic evaluator.
I see him, but I won't see him current enough to be part of
Yeah.
this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that now.
Yeah,
You'll be
well, yeah,
back.
we'll see.
Well, hey, this was another. Yeah, I use my Regal points because I've been going to IMAX shows for so many IMAX shows over the years. So I got this for $250.
I use my credit card.
Nice. Yeah. Well. Yeah, I'll start. Yeah.
My mom paid for my ticket.
Nice.
I intended to pay for hers, but she got there just the same time I did, and she bought the tickets. I didn't mean for it.
I was gonna say that'll be real great with the audience. My mommy bought me my ticket.
That's what happened. I mean, that's what happened.
Hey, it's a thought that counts. So go ahead. Come on.
So now that this is third ND verdicts, so I've got to actually put it against the other two. So I would say this is a 7. It's kind of really on this very close to the same enjoyment level as Housemaid, just a completely different movie. So 7 to 8. I'll be wishy-washy again. 7.5, something like that.
I would put this below Housemaid, so I would definitely say a 7. Only because I'm not into dramas. There's just too much of it, and not enough action. Wolverine action, okay, no Wolverine, but just enough. Even singing action would have been fine. So that's why I rated it as 7. Otherwise, if you're into dramas and emotional stuff, this would be like a 10 for you.
Yeah, I would give it an 8 or a 9 at least myself.
Wow,
Nice.
nice.
I thought it was really good. I mean, I understand what you're saying about the singing, and I was actually thinking. The one thing I was thinking was that they were gonna just do the singing stuff, the whole
Right.
movie. They weren't going to get into the tragedies that these people faced.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was going to be like that. I'm glad they didn't do that. I think it was better that they told the whole story the way they did.